So, first and foremost, Paul, thank you very much indeed for your time. Really do appreciate you sparing some time today. I know it's a hectic day for you guys in the business, and from what I've just learned, 31 years in June with Harwoods Group, which is absolutely fabulous, and 22 with Bentley. So,
That's right.
you're obviously a very long-standing employee of the group, so very, very, very well thought of, I'm sure.
Unlucky for them.
Well, look, thanks ever so much for taking the time to speak to us. So, in terms of the training in the academy, Paul, recently you've been on some of the training that's happened. We've obviously started the program a few months ago. We've done a couple of modules. What's your experience has been so far of the training?
So module 1 and module 2 in the sales journey. First day, you always think, well, how's this going to roll out? The nice thing was that right from the very start, anybody that was new to the business got to understand just how the business evolved. And the history of Harwoods was played out. Some people watched the video. I'm obviously sitting there knowing this history, a fair amount of this history anyway, but other people clearly, from the very start, it played out the family values of the Harwoods group, Harwoods family, and the values. Not only from the motor industry side, but from the horse racing side as well, which the two are linked in so perfectly. In this brand here, in our Bentley or McLaren and Aston Martin brands, we all have, and Range Rover, we have the crossover of the owners, as well as other trainers that know our chairman and have worked with our chairman over many years, know that it's now 3 generations with Archie on board. And I think that's important and was delivered really well before we got down to the textbook stuff of what we do right as individuals in our field and what we do wrong. So it was a good start to the journey. Yeah, a lot of our customer feedback, our side of the business here, we have some lovely comments sometimes. It's important to make the customer feel that they're individually valued rather than just a number. And the more this training goes on, creating memorable experiences is going to be key. Because if you don't get that initial impression right, then in today's world, someone's just going to press a button on a computer and buy a car and have it delivered to their home, or they're going to go elsewhere. They're going to look at our competition.
And there's some elements within that training. So tell us a little bit about that module that you remember.
So that was a genuine eye-opener for me, because I have and this isn't all about me, but we all have our individual skill sets on how we can write an email, or how I used to write a letter, and email. The thing about email is it can either be, sometimes it can be misconstrued. The way that you word something on an email, someone might look at that. What did he or she mean by that? Well, that's and so a lot of the inquiries that we get now are through our RTC leads. And those remote leads come in. We've never met these people before. What I learned was, if you got something big and bold to say, a little bit like longevity in a business, put it on your email. Until that training course, I never really did that. And I know some of my other colleagues in the business that, again, have been in the business a long time, never did that.
Sure. What sort of tips and advice would you give anyone new joining the industry, maybe from the training you've had already with Martec and some of the things you picked up? What sort of advice might you give?
I think even more so at the moment. If you are given an opportunity to work for our business, then embrace it. And learn and be keen to learn. I mean, without doubt, Harwoods Group, probably more than any other business I know, and I speak to a lot of people in the industry elsewhere with different franchises that have never had the opportunity to work for our company. And when you're sitting in a room, or even when I'm with my friends, with a group of friends, sitting down in the pub and they're saying, "You've really been with them for 31 years now. How have you managed that?" And you just you've got to embrace it, and look at it as the start of your career going forward, because the group does encourage to promote from within. We've got certain individuals in the team here, which is great to see that they've progressed and progressing, and I just encourage that, because I know that when I was that young lad, if I hadn't have had the encouragement from those people, or criticism from those people, I wouldn't have learned, and I still wouldn't be here. So yeah, embrace it, embrace the training, open-minded, rather than just thinking, "Oh, it's another training course,"
before we do anything with it. But thank you very much indeed. I really do appreciate all your time. It's been lovely to hear your stories.
You're welcome. No problem. Thanks.